Nashville Apartments offering 4 months free rent and other incentives. Let's see what this is about.
Some of the most aggressive rent concessions the Nashville market has ever seen. That is what one apartment locating company is seeing. And News 2's Nikki McGee has more on what incentives they're seeing and why they say deals are coming early this year.
How aggressive are people willing to get heads in beds, people living in their apartments?
That's the name of the game right now for Nashville rental communities. And the reason for the shift, according to Apartment Insider's president, Joel Sanders?
For the past few years, Nashville has had over 30,000 apartment units under construction at any one time. And now that number has recently dropped to below 30,000, and I anticipate that to continue.
Sanders blames the new build slowdown on high interest rates, construction costs, and the pure saturation of apartments already in Nashville. With so many apartments now here, he says complexes now need to fill them. And the incentives are some of the most competitive he's ever seen.
Hands down, the most common concession is months of free rent. It's not weeks, and it's usually more than 1 month. It's 2 months, 3 months, and we've seen up to 4 months of free rent being given away.
Sanders says he's also seeing companies offer designer handbags, gift cards, and even electronics to move in. In addition to over-the-top concessions, Sanders says he's also seeing them early this year, as complexes usually wait until the colder months to offer their deals when less people are willing to move.
Some people were working to get ahead of the curve. The question is as we go into the winter months, are more places going to get that competitive? And if they don't, how else are they going to compete?
In Nashville, Nikki McGee, News 2.
And so with these concessions, Apartment Insiders saying that it's always important to weigh any extra fees, too. So a big one downtown, monthly parking fees. And if you have to pay extra for an additional car, keep that in mind, too.
Really interesting. Really interesting. It's funny that they said they were giving away designer bags. That's happened to me. One time I won a random Louis Vuitton bag. I think I just gave it to my girlfriend or something. That's an interesting story. These communities sometimes have locator luncheons, and that's where, as an apartment locator, you go because the property, they're kind of trying to welcome you so you can market their property, and they'll do like raffles and stuff and giveaways. So a lot of these properties do really appreciate locators and the service we provide because we're basically marketing for them with no upfront cost, and they only pay us a month after we bring them a lease that's signed. So properties really like working with locators for those reasons, and sometimes they hold luncheons. And yeah, I want a random Louis Vuitton bag at one point. I think I just gave it to like my girlfriend at the time. But really interesting what's going on in Nashville. Apartments are giving away up to 4 months free. That's crazy. And Nashville, Tennessee is the most popular market in the whole state for that state. So we have a lot of students that are in Nashville. I've done some business out in Nashville as well. And yeah, I mean, that's what happens when interest rates in the market right now are so high. We're still over 6% as of right now. And that's the interest rates lowering a little bit to 6.4% average. So when that happens, a lot of people are just going to rent for the next year or 2 or 3, however long it takes to stabilize. So that truly does mean more business for apartment locators. And it's just cool to see that even though there's an increase in the rental market right now, you would think commissions would drop a little bit, but nope, cities like Nashville are still offering insane incentives to the renters. And you know that if they're offering huge specials to their tenants, that they're also going to compensate apartment locators highly, right? So 150% to 200% commission is not unheard of. In fact, recently we had a client get approved where the apartment here in Texas gave them a $3,500 Visa gift card along with 2.5 months free, along with paying the locator 1.5 months of the base rent as commission. So it's just a really awesome time to be a locator. It kind of always is, because when interest rates drop like they did a few years ago, and the interest rates were like 2.9%, everyone was buying houses, less people were renting, so apartment complexes increased the commission due to the agent. But now, even though we have high interest rates, there are still cities that are offering just a lot of incentives to really fill up the occupancy in that apartment building, so maybe they can sell it for millions more to an investor. That's kind of the name of the game, especially with Class A lease-up buildings. They really like to just like start the investment on that multifamily building, get it up to occupancy as fast as possible, and then just resell it to another investor group. So, you know, whether or not the interest rates are high or low, there are still always going to be Class A buildings that just really like to pay locators a lot, give big specials so they can increase that occupancy rate and sell for millions more. That is a multifamily investment model. So really awesome time to be an apartment locator. If you guys want to learn more about the business or just read a free ebook online, all you got to do is go to www.nal.rent. And there's a free audiobook on that website, or you can book a call with them if you want more clarity on how we're teaching the industry today and how to apartment locate in the six-figure level with guidance A to Z, step by step. Hopefully this video was insightful. See ya later.